podcast where we talk to different athletes and explore the intricacies of sports psychology and just athletes here in the UAE. Today we're going to interview Merle Talviste. Is that how we say your name?
Yeah.
Okay. She's a recent addition to the triathlon community here in Dubai, but she's just gone like a firework up. She's actually considering going into pro. We'll talk about her career, how she's got into the sport, and also, you know, what her previous experiences in different sports, and now what she does regarding the community here in Dubai. So Merle, hi, welcome.
Hi. Good.
Good.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks for having me around.
Thank you. Well, you know me, we know each other from the triathlon. You know that I'm a coach for Go Strong. This is Dr. Karen, she's a sports psychologist here in Transform.
Mm-hmm.
So just for now, tell us about you. Like, how long have you been here in Dubai?
Well, it's now almost two years, 2.5 years actually, because I was before I was a little bit working here and going back home, but I'm based here now for 2 years.
What did you do before? Like, what brought you over?
I was working in Sweden with my company that transferred me here, and working as a landscape architect. And then ended up here in Dubai just by random.
What did you decide to stay? Nice heat?
Well, kind of nice weather. Yeah, that was kind of the one thing that really appealed me, is that sun, and you don't need to worry about the rain every day. So, and of course, because it's a good sports field, you know, so you can train almost all year round, and yeah, I didn't have to think about too long to say like, I might come in here and try what's like here.
So we're attracted even because of the aspect of the training facilities here?
Yeah, well, I always like training outside, and in Europe, you know, it's dark, cold, rainy, whatever, so it's kind of, it puts a lot of like obstacles.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was under the impression though that you started triathlon here in UAE.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
What were you training for then?
Well, I was just kind of recreational athlete, to be honest, because I stopped my track and field when I was 17.
Okay.
And then I just kept running a little bit, did the gym, you know, took up my swimming. That was kind of my passion.
Okay.
And was no racing, no goals in this sense whatsoever. And then just by random, actually, I found the triathlon group here.
Oh, okay. So like, first of all, it's super intense that you actually decide to change countries based on training facilities when you're not even doing it professionally. But that's kind
No,
of
I didn't it wasn't properly like that at all.
But it's just an extra?
Yeah, because I love warm weather and I love sun.
Okay.
So yeah, didn't,
And then you bumped into triathlon then?
Well, because back in Sweden I was focusing on my swimming because of my back injury. So, and then when I was seconded here, I didn't find anywhere to go and swim. So I had a really hard time. And then my friends back in Sweden was like, yeah, you should actually look up triathlon groups. They usually go and swim somewhere. You'll probably find something. And then I just Googled, you know, and then came up Try Dubai. And and then they had, it was in May, I think, the first time when I went to the sea swim with them. So that's how I kind of met the little group there, and then went back a couple of weekends, and then you start to meet people, and it's like, we go for a run, and like, you might just join us, and
And just kind of drag you in?
Yeah, it's like a little bit, because I've always loved running and always training, and I've been missing this group training in general, because after I quit my track and field, I started to train alone, and I didn't have any coach or nothing, so it was nice to do with people and meet new people, because
it's a nice community.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, really nice, friendly people, and everybody is really welcoming, and
Well, that's really good to hear. Like, but you say May, right? So that's May last year?
Yeah, 2 years ago now.
2 years ago. So you've been doing triathlon for 2 years.
Yeah.
And how did your experience go? Were you like amazing since the beginning, or was it like a journey to actually get used to this?
No, because I haven't been training, like properly training for anything, and to be honest, I was never used to ride as a sport as such. I always was biking at my work, but it took me 10 minutes from home to work.
Probably like pick up some groceries and stuff.
Exactly, so that's kind of what Swedes are doing. So we are cycling all over the work, like the city, so you don't use a car. But here it's just, picking up the bike and put the cleats and, you know, of course you fall off your bike the first time with the cleats on. It's like, oh no, you actually have to take your feet out. So so the cycling was for me the kind of alien, to be honest, because I've never been really appealed to cycling as such as a sport. I've been looking in TV and it's like, no.
Not for me.
Not for me. But you kind of start practicing and kind of start riding with the others and kind of the social aspect helps a lot.
Okay.
Where you just feel like, hey, I can do it, and it's nice to meet new people and
just, you know, have someone to hang out with.
Yeah.
You say your background was running and swimming, right?
Well, as a track and field, so I was a hurdler and doing just javel and disc as well. And swimming has been always my passion that I kind of wanted to do and like practice on my own. And I've self-taught swimmer. I've never been taught by any coach.
You were never part of a team or anything?
Never.
You just really like it, but never. Why did you decide to go into track and not into a swim team?
Well, because the place where I was living, it's a really small town, and the track and field is usually kind of the most accessible sport, and that was the only training that I could get on this little village. And we happened to have a pool where I could go and start swimming, because one of my friends, she was a swimmer, and I always admired her. I was like, oh my god, I would like to be a swimmer as well. So I just went and just practice every day. Just like, I need to be able to breathe on both sides. And like these kind of things, like the most challenging for yourself. So it took a long time, many years. But it's something, passion that I've kept.
And that's what you like the most of triathlon, like the swim part?
No, I think I'm actually pretty even with my sport, like the disciplines. I pretty enjoy all of them. It depends, like, because it's a variety. And if you do the repetitions, it gets boring. Yeah, with swimming as well. You don't want to go on swim every day, I guess.
That's cool.
So at what point did you go from it being more social to being more competitive? What was that? Was there something, a certain event that kind of, or was it just the love for challenge?
Yeah, I think it just kind of developed naturally. I didn't have any like, oh, now I'm going to focus more, or it just, I think the way you develop and you start to feel in your body, it's just like, oh, I want to have a race. And then I decided to go also to do the Ironman. And then I got injured and had to skip the plan and rethink again. Like, okay, I will do half Ironman instead of Ironman, get myself healthy. And then went for the first half Ironman in Luxembourg last year and qualified for the Worlds. And kind of, I think that was the point where I was like, it's kind of, I would like to see where can I develop and where can I go. And it gave a lot of like confidence and more as a curiosity as well for the sports, as for myself as well as athlete. Because I've been always, when I was doing track and field, I was struggling a lot with, as a psychology way of like to motivate yourself a little bit, and because I wasn't the best, I wasn't on a podium. Really hardly I was on a podium, and it's really hard mentally when you train every day, and then kind of you don't kind of see your development. And but with the triathlon, I think I felt like that's probably my sports where I can become better and see what's happening.
That's really good. Yeah, like, do you think you actually brought something in from your previous training as in track and field to triathlon that has helped you maybe get better than others in the sport?
Well, I think it's just that I've been running. Maybe that's kind of the thing that I still have probably somewhere in my body, the base or kind of the pattern and everything, because I started training when I was 7. So I started really, really early from the school.
Yeah, plus track athletes are super intense, you know, like you can actually manage a lot of suffering by yourselves. and you get the intensity going.
Yeah, the training was always intense. I don't remember that we were doing like a long, easy runs. I don't remember that. You know, you were always hammering down like hundreds and 200s and a lot of sprints and jumps, and because track and field is different, like long jumps, high jumps, so you kind of practice everything all together.
Oh, okay.
And I was a little bit specialized more in hurdles because I love technique. So that was probably why I went towards the hurdles.
Oh, okay.
Because I love technique.
You're a technique freak.
Yeah, a little bit.
Alright, well that also gives you an advantage, right? Because even like the swim is very technical. And cycling effectively and running effectively also just is a matter of technique. So So now, like after a while, you decided to go from being a landscape architect into more triathlon specific career, right?
Yeah, you can say that. It's kind of more trying to focus on my training and sports. And,
And how's that going? How do you feel with that?
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah.
It's nothing easy to combine the work and the more training, because the hours that you need to put in, because you're practicing 3 different things.
Yeah.
You know?
How did it change though? Like from being a recreational triathlete to a more dedicated triathlete? Like you were thinking about going pro at some point, right?
Well, yeah, that's kind of aspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, I think it takes a little bit of time still, and I would like to be a good like age grouper.
Okay.
Like I really bit rethink the things that I would like to do, and I find that be a strong age grouper is as good as like so to say to be a pro, because you're still that intense and kind of trying to do your best. And,
no, of course, like a lot of age groupers were elite athletes at some point, so you know the guys that win or the girls that win are like insanely good. I mean, you've gotten some really good times yourself, but competition there is really tough. Yeah, but like, have you increased volumes or?
Yeah, I guess increased, of course, volumes, and getting myself a coach, and kind of it gives a lot of benefit if you have somebody else who is helping you with your trainings and like seeing what you're doing and give advice, and especially like mental wise as well, because when you're competing or when you're trying to be more competitive, sometimes it's hard to kind of not to think clear, but kind of always see all the aspects. Like even if you're injured, you still think that you can go and run with your broken foot, but actually it's not really convenient. But there's kind of this urge to do things and kind of prove and training, and like because your body is used to it, but then the other people needs to come in and give sometimes advice. It's like, no, that's actually not a good idea, or let's try this way, or let's try that way, or so I think that has changed when I kind of more went to, I need a more proper training, more proper plan, then kind of through that to develop yourself and kind of see what you want to do and what your potential is.
And you're currently recovering from an injury, right? You said you were you had a back injury before?
Yeah.
And did it get exacerbated by something this year, or is it a different injury?
No, I think it's just kind of related from my old injury from track and field, my back.
How do you hurt yourself?
Well, we don't know. That's kind of a mystery that we don't know, but we kind of discovered it through doing some x-rays, and I was like, oh, your back shouldn't be like that. It's like, have you had injury? It's like, no, I don't know anything about that. But when the pain comes, when you start to be worried about, but when you're more younger, your body is more flexible and it's not so stiff, and you get older, you kind of start to feel the niggles and stuff. So I guess that's why my back also is getting a little bit worse. So yeah, now I'm a little bit again troubling with that, but at the same time it's kind of a challenge for you as well, just to see, okay, I need to what I need to do different to help myself.
And what have you changed in your training?
It's more now really realizing that the strength work and the base is everything. You know, if you don't have a strong base, it's really hard to build anything up from that. If it's a weak, if you have this weak fundament in your building, doesn't hold so long. So that's the thing that I've been working really hard now, is just with the rehab, all the small tiny muscles that actually makes the big
like the
muscles
stabilizer
work.
muscles and all that.
Yeah.
So,
So it's, I think the hardest is to make the small muscles work actually, because you don't feel them
yeah.
so well than the big muscles, because you feel that you're working hard. But with the small muscles, you're just like, have I been actually doing any training?
Yeah.
But you know that actually you're working and
That gives you the base.
Yeah.
A lot. You're probably working a lot of support from your feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how you fall, and then like if you don't have arches or anything, then you fall.
Yeah. So yeah, core, all the small exercises, turns, yeah.
So how do you stay motivated during injury and having to go back to the basics and working on your core? Because I know a lot of people struggle with that when you kind of go, right, you got injured, you know, you have to step back and can't go out all.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy at all, because I've been out now for 3 months of proper training. And yeah, the first month has been really, really hard, because you are such in this kind of rhythm of training, and your body is used to that. So it takes time for body to actually cool down and understand that you don't get this same adrenaline every day going around your body, every day waking up, going doing your stuff in a regular places. So it took me kind of a long time before I kind of actually settled down and realized that now that's the way to go. And I think it's kind of normal, and you kind of need to forgive yourself in a way, because usually you're really angry or like, well, not angry but disappointed. But I think that's kind of the process that you need to go through, is just actually you can't do much, and you actually need to slow down and do something different and to help yourself. Because what motivates me is that I want to get back into training. I want to get back into racing again. But if I'm not healthy, there is no way I can go better. I can go and race 70.3, I'm sure I could just finish it, but I won't be happy with my time, and I'll probably injure myself again, so.
Then you'll have to stop for longer.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing that you need to really think of, like, what's your next step, what do you want to actually achieve? So that's the thing that has helped me, and good friends around who actually says like, well, like, don't worry so much, and you will get back into training, and like, because you have the base, you can still build it up, because body is amazing. It remembers patterns, it remembers good patterns, it remembers bad patterns. So it's kind of the thing that, like, you can always start again, and yeah, I think that's the thing that has helped me. So to calm down.
So what have you done in the meantime? Like I heard you were getting certified as a swim coach, right? Which is your passion. It's really cool.
Not certified,
No?
unfortunately, but I'm working on that at the moment.
Okay.
I'm starting with the courses again in June. But I went to UK to meet the Swim Smooth people there, and I had a 3-day course with them where they kind of showed their techniques and how they teach people, and the swimming techniques and everything. So it was kind of the start for if you want to be a Swim Smooth like coach. So that was the starting point for me. So now I'm looking more into that. How can I actually develop myself through that? So yeah. So that's one of my things that I really would like to pick up, because yeah, swimming has been always my passion, and it would be nice to teach someone else as well.
How to enjoy it?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, yeah. Well, actually, to be honest, Merle is helping me swim because I'm like a break in the water. And yeah, you're super nice about it. You're like, well, you might want to fix A or B things, which I've started working on.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, but basically you're moving from your previous professional career now to actually being more involved in sports, which is getting better by yourself and also getting other people into the sport, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the ambitions that I'm at the moment thinking of, to get into more of the sports field, because that has been always almost my life, and I really would like to kind of share my experience.
And like, are you helping people now aside from the swim? Like, do you have clients for anything else? Or?
Not at the moment yet. No,
Okay.
but yeah, it will come one day. I'm
Okay,
sure
well,
about
that's
that.
pretty good. And like, what's your next goal then for like the immediate future? Like, do you have a race that you're preparing to, or?
Yeah, I'm looking towards one run the half Ironmans in Turkey now in the end of October.
Oh, okay.
To qualify for the Worlds again for the next year. So that's kind of one of the stepping stones that I want to do. But it depends everything how my injury will go and how my training will go. And yeah, but it's kind of I don't want to rush in anything at the moment because I'm kind of realizing that's not going to help me.
Okay.
Because yeah, I still have years to go and race, so I want to race many years, not to do only 1 year. So yeah.
Really cool. Have you started like any kind of social media recently? Like, are you on Twitter or on Instagram?
Yeah, I do have the Instagram that I take my pictures of my bikes and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, even this morning when I was riding. So yeah, and Facebook of course.
So where can people find you on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, with my name actually. Yeah.
So it would be like Facebook/MERLE and then .TALVISTE,
Yeah.
right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And for if they want to see you on Instagram, how
It's
like,
the same.
the same thing?
Yeah. If it is Google Merle.
Okay,
Merle.
Merle's.Talviste, okay. Okay, so there must not be many, so I guess
Yeah.
find you.
Yeah. My
Okay.
name is not really popular in Estonia either, so yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, do you have any more questions or?
No questions. Just do you have any tips for people who want to start taking part in triathlon or sports at all? I mean, we're part of this. Our podcast is to motivate people to kind of start doing sports or taking up something. So, from someone who went from one sport to something completely different,
Yeah, I think everybody can start doing sports. It's just more how to put the goals, like what you want to do. And the small stepping stones is always the best, I guess. Especially when you haven't been doing sports, even for a long time. Even for athletes who's been, I think, wrestling a lot, so they want to do the mileage again and stuff like that. So it just needs to take step by step. And yeah, and if you have any problems, like look for the help. There is a lot of people who can help you and like, oh, I have a pain, so whatever. So you can actually go and ask from people, this is my problem, what should I do? Can you please help me? And I think that's when the confidence comes as well. But yeah, I can do it. And then if it will be 5 kilometers first or 3 kilometers, that's also sports. And it's just, I think it's important just to enjoy the movement. You don't need, I think it's really hard when you start not liking it. It's just you need to actually pick the thing that you really like, not to go for the mainstream that because everybody's doing that, so I need to do it as well. Like I can say on my own experience, track and field, I was totally putting off because it was too much pressure on racing. I didn't want to race anymore because I was doing this for something else. It wasn't only for me, it was somebody else, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. And then it became really on one day point where I just stopped. And I was like, I don't want to see this sport anymore because that was my breaking point. But now I'm chilled again and like I love my sports, but I've just experienced when you push too much to do something, you just start not liking it anymore, and then it's time to stop. You need to really love your sports, I think. So to be able to do it, to become better, and to be curious that how can I be better and how can I develop myself. So
great, thanks.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
It's great talking to you. Yeah. Well, as you know, you can find us, Dr. Karen, where can they find you?
So you can either find us on Facebook at Transform Fitness, or myself you can follow on Instagram at dr_Karen, so CAREN.
And you can find me on Facebook on Go Strong ME, or on Instagram it's Go Strong _UAE. And well, thank you for joining us again.